From the Stash Podcast, we are back, and it is a special series. Special probably more than ever.
More than ever, boys. Got these guys in Canada. We've got an incredible series for you, and we are excited for you to see it.
We're going to start this one off with our homie Scotty Real coming in via satellite, as well as some of the DGC crew. It's going to be a banger of an episode, and you're going to have an amazing series ahead. I'm telling you, you guys just wait.
Hope you enjoy it.
From Pigeons 420, Mr. Grow It. From the Stack.
Step into the light of the future with AC Infinity's Ion Frame LED Grow Light. Powered by industry-leading Samsung LM301H EVO diodes, it delivers unparalleled brightness and efficiency. Designed for serious growers, it offers a full spectrum of coverage, precise scheduled controls, as well as innovative sunrise and sunset dimming for a natural light cycle. Its modular, easy-to-manage system ensures optimal heat dissipation and seamless integration with all the smart grow setups that AC Infinity already offers. Experience growth without limits and results that speak for themselves. AC Infinity's Ion Frame EVO Series lights illuminate your path to exceptional yields and dank quality. Learn more at acinfinity.com and use discount code TheStash15 at checkout to save some money on your order.
Shout out to our commercial growers. Are you looking for a quick and easy and effective way to maneuver around your plants in your space? Well, as of today, Grow Pro Solutions has released the Gen 2 rolling bench. Effortless mobility, unmatched stability. Pre-installed designs ensure easy assembly for any grower. Crafted with stainless steel and aluminum featuring PVC trays for a heavy-duty, rust-free, and durable horticulture solution. Easier than ever with the Gen 2 rolling bench. Shout out to Grow Pro's solution for helping to support today's video.
Scotty, brother, welcome, man.
Yo.
The Stash Podcast. We got the boy Scotty Real from the Dude Grows crew.
Oh, is this it? A soft start like
Soft start
this?
like
It is
that.
on. It is happening.
This is
We're
it,
here,
man.
man.
This is it.
Well, thank you. Thank you, boys. I appreciate it. And, man, it's cool to have everybody chilling. I almost, Grambo is here.
Dude, I know. It's
We're
like the
only
crew.
in two separate
We got Link
spaces.
over there.
No. Yo, boys. Very cool. I appreciate the invite, man. You guys are all up Pigeons. This is your spot?
This is my house. This is my house. Yes, welcome. Welcome. The boys have moved in nicely. They're nice and comfortable. I feel like I get a lot of inspiration from your studio. I think we're tied for, well, I'm not tied. I'm a close second to the best studio in the game.
I can't wait to see it in person.
Nah, you know what? It's awesome, man, and I love it, man. I love to come in here and develop, and I love what I do. It is such a blessing to be able to have a job that you absolutely enjoy doing, that you look and you go, it's 3 a.m. Holy crap, I've been writing shows since then. Didn't y'all just tell me that you did how many episodes hanging out together?
Tons.
Dude, a
boatload.
record
Yes.
amount, more than we've probably ever done,
is-
ever will do.
Did it feel like work?
Only
94% of the time, did it feel like not work?
day?
We might have almost suffocated in my studio space.
That part too.
Other than that, it was a breeze.
It was an airflow issue, that's for sure.
Airflow issue for sure.
That's awesome. That's good, man.
Well, yeah,
Come on,
dude.
boys. You do it, and I'm just chilling.
Well,
Chill.
dude, we really wanted to make it to Dude Grows Cup this year, and unfortunately for us, we had a overlapping schedule issue. Pigeon Sport Dad, he had to be able to be there for his kid. I mean, he's an absolute phenom when it comes to hockey, and it's a tournament. It's a big tournament. But we want to be able to make it out DGC, dude. Like, that's been for the past 2 years. We had it straight up planned. We were looking at Airbnbs, flights. I mean, we got so far into it until we were to the point where we realized, oh, wait, that date, Pigeon's date, it isn't going to work.
Yeah, the thing is these tournaments, they kind of land whichever weekend because there's so much hockey in this province that they have to pick a weekend, and that's the weekend they get because it's just so full. And yeah, lots of hockey here. But man, we were watching some of the footage from the DGC, and that looked fun. Looked like you guys had a blast. How was it?
It is great. It is a great event. I will say the first time we did it was in 2016 at the High Times Cup in our booth.
Oh, wow.
So basically, yeah, we've been learning since then. We learned not to serve red hot dabs anymore.
Really?
Yeah, me and Chris would have died.
I was like the first time we ever dabbed. It was just so fun, man. But yeah, we've learned a ton since then. And I will say we're able to put on some good events. So what's going on? You guys are doing something recent in next couple of months?
Yeah,
Better
dude.
be, because I'm coming.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. This turned into a bigger thing than it was supposed to be. It was the Growers Gauntlet. I got inspired when we did the Pimp My Grow setup in Las Vegas with AC Infinity. That high of giving back is crazy, dude. Like, to give back to the people who've been given to us over all the years is just like a dream come true. And I wanted to be able to do it again. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to try to throw together some sort of online grow off situation that can turn into maybe just like prizes, and we'll link up in Las Vegas or Humboldt or somewhere cool. And then it ended up evolving into Los Angeles. And it's going to just be like pretty much a party, a sesh to crown the champion of this grow off. And of course, you guys are coming, right?
I'm coming, man.
Yeah.
Once I was officially invited, I got the whole crew, and we will be there, man.
Yes.
Awesome.
That's so cool.
Awesome. Yeah, I wanted to do all the invites, and AC Infinity was like, we got it. We know everybody. I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah. I will tell you, just a shameless plug for AC Infinity, or a shout out. I have not been in my grow a ton lately. I have had guests recently and been entertaining, and I used they sent me one of those, the clone setups that they have with the lights and everything. And man, I put some cuts in there. I drowned them with a bit of water, filled the channels with water, and didn't open it for 10 days. And came back and was like, oh, I should go in my grow. Dude, they got roots. They're ready to
Let's go.
man.
Dude,
So,
hell yeah, man. It's rare when you see a great company with some great people backing it, and it's awesome that all of us collectively are kind of a part of like the same universe of content creators who also work with some of the same brands, really sweet.
I think it's important to start with that, man. We're all in the same universe with the same goals, trying to promote the same things, using the same tools.
Yeah.
We hang out together.
Dude, literally.
Yes, I just think it's important for people to understand that, man. I'm
The
rooting
chat
for you
needs to
guys
know
so
this.
hard. Yeah.
Yeah,
Cooperation.
we get a lot of grief because people think that there's this this underlining tension between Dude Grows and From the Stash because of Stash Blend and Recharge.
Meanwhile, we all promote both
And
on a
we
regular
promote-
basis.
I still
promote
use
them both.
Recharge.
Like, it's the
I love
craziest
using
shit,
both
dude.
of them.
I'm happy to be on Team Microbe. I'm happy
Right.
you guys are. It's important. People that I grew for, 20 years and had all sorts of pH problems and all sorts of, my plants are just sensitive the way they are when you're running bare wire, bare root. Once I started loading the soil up with microbes that are they're like regulators. They're able to either hold on to the nutrient or deliver it. They're actually also mobile in the root system. Man, okay, the biggest thing, they can absorb nutrient and hold it and deliver it over a wide range of pHs. That was the big deal. Once I had to stop pHing every time I added water, my grow was way better, man. So go Team Microbe,
Go
man.
Team
That's what I'm
Microbe.
saying, dude. I'm really fascinated too with the addition of grow dots in the mix, because this is doing what the whole reason why everybody loved Miracle Grow is because it was a scoop and a droop, and you let your plants over time be fed by an awesome setup.
Sure.
Except for now, this isn't made by the devil. It's made by good people. It actually works good.
Grow dots, yeah.
Could you
Talk
talk a
about
little bit about that?
Yeah, and when you said Miracle Grow, I will say that Miracle Grow is just the simplest technology there is. It's just some synthetic fertilizer with just immediate release. So if you're looking to feed, it's hydroponics food. It's a very basic hydroponics food, same like GH3 part or something like that. Yeah, it's quite different than a controlled release. Damn it, I smoked right.
It's
before.
good.
Me
Came to the
too.
right show, brother.
Right. As a controlled release, though, the real technology is in that coating, in that release coating, to be able to release the right amount of nutrients, no matter how hot, no matter how cold, no matter how much moisture it hits, man. If you get rain, like outdoors for a day or 2 or 3, like is happening in Florida right now, if it's Miracle Grow, that's all washed away and into the watershed, So by having a controlled release, that's like the real technology in this stuff.
That is it. That's the big difference I feel too, especially in general, is you have somebody who knows what plant we're feeding this to. So it's not just going to be a random nutrient blend. This is something like, again, with real growers make real grow products. And that's one thing I need to do myself, utilizing grow dots and try Stash Blend with it and see how it plays together. without having to dial things back.
Grow dots is just the steak and potatoes, man. It's just the building blocks of nutrition, a little bit more than that. But those are your building blocks of nutrition. Then you've got to get them. If you've got a bad gut microbe, you can eat all the steak and potatoes you want. You're not going to be able to extract the nutrient from it. So if you've got your gut lined with, that's why they eat yogurt and kombucha and all that stuff. It's to line your gut with microbes to be able to mine that nutrient out and pull that nutrient out. So no matter what, if we have microbes in an active soil, whether we have this living soil that, the organic living soils that people are putting together, or that are have their own microbial colonies, or if you're just adding microbes, you're using a synthetic blend and you're just adding microbes every 3 or 7 days to keep it going and reinvigorate the population. It's both benefits of using that nature.
That's it. And the sooner you can utilize that and try to capture that potential, you're going to really grow some fantastic plants.
That was the missing element for me.
Ask you,
microbes.
Yeah, me too. But hey, I'd love to talk to you because we're in the same kind of arena. And if you were asking about real growers before, I am into trying to get new people into growing. Just like I told you, I had my AC Infinity $80 a clone kit, and I could teach anybody how to clone with that. It is absolutely easy. I got the real buckets and the dots. Those, I'm trying to make it so that you can buy an $800 tent from AC Infinity, put a couple buckets, sprinkle some fertilizer on there, not have to worry about watering. And if once a week, you just give it a little top water love. I think I can get a bunch of people to do that. And like I said, we're on the same team because we all want people growing their own weed. I don't want people spending $300-$400 on a week that love to smoke an ounce a week.
Dude, especially when it's just dirt nasty mids. We had it's really cool in Canada. You can have mom or mail order marijuana, and there's some good growers who are like the gray market who provide it. But there was one half ounce that was just trash,
Garbage.
It was so bad it just crunched out the joint. It was horrible. Everything else was fire, but I don't want anyone to experience that and spend money. You need to be able to. You need to grow. It was so bad. It was the worst that I've smoked in a long time.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. But it sounds like, Scotty, that you're doing a lot of things to try to make it easier for the grower, right? I remember in a podcast episode, Garden Talk, it was really focused on the ease of use when it comes to gardening, and with the buckets you got and the products you're making, it's making things easier for the gardener, and they don't have to spend as much time doing some of these processes, and they can do things outside of gardening, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'll ask a question, then answer it. And that is, of course, in classic Scotty Real style. Have any of you guys had a grow fail? And I'll say I have, and it was such a bummer, man. I asked my girlfriend to water the plants while I was gone for 5 days. And I came back, and they were just done. And then I look at her, and she goes, "Did I do good?" Yeah, everything's all right, man. But yeah, I've had some real disappointments, and mine have to do with going away for a few extra days, coming back to wilted plants. That's why I'm kind of sensitive to the bottom feeding and watering and wick systems. Come on, tell me something funny, man. You guys lost a
dude. I'm so concerned to go back home to my plants. I'm in the process of moving, and so I've kept everything small, and it's in the propagation tent. And they were so big, they were almost touching the light. I didn't transplant them the night before I left. I didn't set up the irrigation or anything. I remembered when we were in Montreal, and I called up my mom. I said, "Hey, Ma, I know you don't want to, but would you please go over to my house and water all my plants and cater to them?" She's like, "I won't be around for like 3 days." I'm like, "Shh." And they're clone size in solo cups. And they're great genetics, man. I'm so stressed knowing I'm going to go home to a bunch of droopy, dead, great genetics.
Did you say your mom will water your plants for you?
Oh, yeah, dude. My mom is my patient. I'm still her caregiver.
That is awesome.
I know. Yeah.
Did y'all grow up in families that were in the...
Dude, my grandma's name is Rainbow, and my first good connection was her original plug, then became my mom's, and then became mine. Yeah, it's been a long time.
Wow.
My parents were super strict when it came to mean, there was
me
I
too.
had to sneak around and do it. They didn't actually, start to agree upon it until I told them I worked in the industry. You know what I mean? That was a part of my life. And then it was immediate, like they accepting, you know what I mean? So it was really, really cool.
This is like 10 years ago? Not even?
Yeah, a lot. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, they were up against it all the way until pretty much when I was like, hey, it's a part of my life. So either take it or leave it.
And then you moved.
And then I moved. Then I got out of there.
Then he moved halfway across the country.
Yeah, before I got married, my father-in-law pulled me aside and he's like, I know what you do. I don't like it. But he goes, I don't really care. I don't have a problem with it. I just don't want you going to jail. That was because I was just about to marry his daughter. But it was kind of funny. He was really straight accountant dude. He had no problem with growing weed and getting weed out there. He had no problem with weed in general. And this dude was straight and going to church every Sunday and all that. He just had a problem with how it related to the law. Kind of crazy, right?
That's fair. I know quite a few people up here where it went legal in 2018 who would not touch it. And then the moment it went legal, they were like, sure, I'll give it a shot. So it's like, I get it. Yeah, the law makes a big difference on whether or not people are going to jeopardize their entire livelihood or not.
Yeah.
It's a scary thought.
That's a big portion of it. In Michigan,
I mean, there's the law, and then there's the law.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
right.
Like plant count. You know what I mean?
That's right.
the
That's
plant
right.
count.
No, you're right,
man.
Those police, they come knocking on your cell like a jail guard racking his baton against the jail cells. That's what they do here.
Plant count's like insurance. Like it only matters when it really matters. Like I had one time a situation. I was in the wrong house at the wrong time, and somehow those people knew too much information. Told the local, it's called WEMAT, it was West Michigan Enforcement Task Force, or whatever. But it's basically our DEA. These dudes show up looking like Sons of Anarchy, pound on the door to come search the house. And like I had the worst, I had my failure garden moment. My pH meter was dead, and I just freestyled in. All the plants were like droopy, dead, nasty. And I only had like 6 that lived. And so when they came in, they actually 1, 2, 3, 4 counted all of my plants. I was like, oh my God, it's happening. And thank God I actually had the blunder and messed up because I only had 6 plants that were alive because I had way more than 12 initially.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. It was those lucky moments in time when it's like I was miserable because I lost everything and then was thrilled that I had just enough left.
Good restart.
Dude, you reminded me of the cops came into a garden that I may have known something about back in the day. And it got on the TV news. And there was like 90% of me that was bummed out. And then there was 10% that was proud. I'm like, that garden looks good, man.
Like, look at this shit.
At least if the grow is going to make the TV news, man, at least it was bad. Ready to go.
Your face next to it?
No, it wasn't my face,
Oh.
man. Nice guy, Kenny. He's out of jail now. He's fine. Everything's fine, all right?
It's all
Not-
fine.
This is all allegedly.
Yeah, we read it on the internet.
No, he got busted, went to jail for
Oh, he
it.
did his
Nope,
time.
nope.
He did his time.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
fine.
man. Oh, yeah. And now he sells Real Growers Recharge.
Yeah.
No, he's selling
God,
the
what
pickaxes.
happens when you get old?
That's
man?
right.
Who'd have thunk it?
Dude, it's
Yeah,
awesome,
it is
man.
fun.
So you live somewhat in the vicinity of our homie Matt, ICANN Organics, ICANN THC. And one of the big reasons we really want to get down to Colorado, may even have to do it. I want to make the excuse, dude grows cup, man. So we got to figure out that one. But we want to be able to hang out all together and smoke it and go out on the town and check out Colorado and see the life of one of the meccas in America when it comes to the lifestyle,
It's amazing. It is. We'll have to Grambo, actually. Grambo, you take us out to some dispos and some spots in Denver? Because I'm in Fort Collins. I'm 60 miles north.
Yeah,
in
me
this
and
little oasis.
me and Matt are good buddies. I live right down the street from him, so I go to his house and we do little events from time to time. So yeah, anytime you guys are down, consider anything you need taken care of down here, boys.
Dude,
Yeah.
that would
And that's
be
what I'm
nice.
talking about. Matt reached out to us. Hey, man, let's hang out. Kindred spirit, great guy. And we're all friends. If you guys lived anywhere within an hour of me, we'd be hanging out right on that couch, and we'd all be great friends, man. So it's
1,000%. dude.
not for nothing, but this internet is, everybody about the internet, good and bad. The fact that I can have friends in Canada and all over the country, honestly, man, it's freaking awesome, man. I will take it.
The co-host of your show lives in Canada.
That is true.
Yeah. Dude, but that's the
My
beauty
mind,
of this.
Rambo.
This community, the common ground, the plant has brought people together. We're like, these are my homies. Like these are dudes that for life, dude. Like we literally want to come out to Colorado, not even for the content, to come hang out with you guys. I'm so stoked you're going to be coming out to LA. Like we've got so much more of the bond. Nobody gets it unless you're in it, you know?
Yeah, it is cool, man. Do you guys, I'm just thinking about like, we're a little bit early to the party. Man, you think something's going to change after 2024, this next election cycle? You think they're going to start talking? They got to start talking about federal legalization, man. We got to catch up with Canada, Pigeons.
And it's, yeah, dude, honestly, if it was the way that it was like this, where there was people who can still, you can go through the mail, you can still have your grow. I mean, licensing is important, but my only concern is the government control of the genetics. I hope that there's no situation where they only, like, they limit the amount of genetics that are available for people to actually get because they're going to maybe work with a select hand of breeders. Because it seems like there's a lot of good genetics here, but you were talking about how some are actually limited and they're restricted based on government regulation, right?
Yeah, when you open up a dispensary, you have to choose from a particular amount of products to sell. You can't just find your own and bring it in. It has to be a registered producer, and they'll come to you and show you their product or not. But to answer your question, whether or not you'll see change in 2024, no. You
don't think so?
No, not at all. Nope. Over the
like an 80% approval rating, Canada.
No, I'd say it was
100% people.
If it had 100%, it's not the people you need to convince; it's your government, it's your Congress, it's the pharmaceutical industry, it's big tobacco. There's so much more at play that no, I don't. If change was going to happen, the last change wouldn't have been a rescheduling; it would have been a descheduling.
Descheduling, yes, 100%.
The rescheduling concerns me because maybe by 2024 we will see different things, and it'll be each state having lobbyists in the pharmaceutical and insurance companies pushing to regulate how they distribute the plant. Because, I mean, realistically, all it takes is the state to change their program to fit the Schedule 3 limitation. I mean, that's where when it was Schedule 1, there was no way for federal governments and federal corporate businesses that are international to come in and touch it without the liability. With it Schedule 3, and they could use it as a potentially medically approved product. Now they have grounds to come in and say something. So I'm always a conspiracy theory type of cat wearing my tinfoil do-rag and a kifa, but it's just me, I think. I try to be more glass half full, but I don't know.
Oh, come on, man. There's being naive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you guys are, I couldn't agree with you all more, Pigeons. You're right, man. That whole rescheduling and not descheduling thing is just asking for Big Pharma to come on in and take it over.
100%. It's literally laying the framework for exactly that, where you're going to find at Walgreens and PharmaSave. And it's
going to be like that
ridiculous.
Down there that we tossed out.
It's going to be bunk. It's going to be bunk.
But I don't think they can go after our growers' rights. I think they'll everybody just like they did in Canada to keep the revolt down. You get 4 plants or 6 plants maybe here.
Most.
With what
I didn't have.
What we're doing though.
We went legal and I wasn't allowed to grow. In Manitoba, my province didn't allow any growing. Same with Quebec.
Shout out Jesse and Toba Grown for pushing, literally suing the government to make it happen, man. He's been pushing for years because this is the only place in an agricultural area where you can't grow.
Yep.
It's the craziest I've ever heard.
Federally legal, but still can't grow. So, yeah, it's frustrating. So it's like there's a lot of limitations.
I know, isn't that the craziest shit I've ever heard?
But that's federalism, right? That's federalism. So the states have the right to rule, and I'm in a province, and they have the right to make that decision. I respect the decision or the right to make the decision, but I disagree with the decision.
Yeah, man. What is the rule? Do you guys have that in your constitution too? It's better to ask
federalism
for permission.
Oh yeah, yeah, pretty well. Yeah, that's a section in there somewhere. Yeah, but yeah. It's a battle, and it's not always legalization. If you listen to Jody Emery from Culture, she argues that it's not legalization, it's prohibition 2.0. It's legalization for who rather than legalization for all. So it's sticky. Always got to be appreciative of the steps and the process that the progress that we make. But yeah, you can't be naive. You have to keep working for better, for more.
Yeah. I've had an inspector show up at my greenhouse and just be like, hey, I'm not coming on your property. I'm standing here at the property line, but your neighbors hate you. Stunk up the entire neighborhood. It was cool. The guy came, he had full sleeves and everything. I mean, he was a legit guy, you know, a legit human being, man. Treated me like a human being too. 10 years ago, maybe 15 years ago, it would have been a SWAT raid.
That's right.
You know,
I welcome that. I welcome an inspector. I got no problem with that. I think it's important, you know, you just go back 5-10 years ago, most gardens were jimmy rigged with electrical issues and it was unsafe. Things were burning and frying. I'm including myself in these examples because that's what my stuff looked like. And it's, you know, had there been an inspector that whether public or private, that came and said, here, I'm going to inspect to ensure that you are compliant with the code. I welcome that. I think it's safe.
Yeah, I mean,
the worst thing we can do is be burning our houses down.
Yeah, I would hate to have that happen, and I never welcome, you know, government in my house or law enforcement in my house. But it's like if this is like a safety inspection, it's, I don't know. I feel like there should be a little give take on that.
Yeah. There's got to be a fine line between overreaching and assisting the people. The government's supposed to work for us, with us, not against us. And in a lot of cases, they'll use those things to regulate stuff more than they will to actually help and give back to the people. But I don't know, man. Like, I felt that way until I came to buy Rellos in Canada, and there's dead tongues and dead people laying on the cover. And I'm like, what? Literally, dude, all the branding is a tongue with cancer on it. And then the other one is a guy laying in his deathbed.
They change the pictures up like every 30 days or something, but it's supposed to show the horrors of tobacco. And it's these pictures of people in their worst state.
Yeah.
It was not appealing to buy those whatsoever. And we actually turned around and didn't buy them because it works, so turned off. It worked.
I've been smoking joints the whole time. It worked.
Yeah, right.
It's just one of those things where
the JOB guy looks happy on there.
yeah, the papers are fine. Yeah. Like, it's just
so happy branding.
Well, is it the government helping, or is it the government overreaching and controlling? That's the fine question. Somebody who's more about freedom. You know, I'm from America, but then at the same time,
I like that.
There's not many homeless here. The alcohol is super expensive. The cigarettes and tobacco's overpriced, and I don't see cigarette butts everywhere. It's like, damn, is this good or bad? Is the overreaching, or is it helping?
You guys got freedom fries up there?
Oh, we got freedom fries.
Poutine.
Not just having fun.
We got them.
Poutine?
I love the freedom that it affords you.
They have poutine up there.
It's delicious, dude.
Is that French fries?
It's Canadian freedom fries.
Freedom fries.
Yeah, I was going to say here, I immediately thought you were referring to poutine with freedom fries.
They're moderate freedom fries.
I will just tell you, I love America because they give you a very long rope to hang yourself with. Man. Yeah. It's up to you if you want to use it, you know? But there's a lot of slack in that rope.
It's okay to love the country that you live in and to think you live in the greatest place in the world. I respect that. And I also believe that I live in the best country in the world.
You should feel.
You know, I think that's good. I think that's good. And people shouldn't tell you that being a nationalist is bad.
No.
You just can't, you shouldn't think you're better than anyone else. That's all.
But I have the best producer in the world. What am I going to do about that?
Yeah, that's a tough. Yeah.
What do you?
Right. Come on, give a shout out to your boys, man. Give a shout out, Grambo. Tight work, man. Who's your guy?
Wink on the ones and twos.
Shout out to you, man. Keeping it rolling.
I love that we've all kind of figured that out. Our production side of things, man. You know, it's the side of having to make this content that people don't realize, and I think we were talking about that with Grambo earlier. Is that you realize the amount of work that goes into this behind the scenes. And on our own channels, we do all of the own, you know, gear switching. Other than with T with P, he's got Mrs. P helping him with that. But he's at a teacher. Thank God with this show, we got Wink to help us change stuff. We got a producer. Because, man, I used to have to do this originally. I was pressing the buttons and looked like I was just not even on the show.
It's a distraction, right? It takes up so much time. It takes away from the conversation, for sure. So it's so much better to have. Shout out Wink, man. Appreciate you.
isn't it cool to be able to broadcast? Like I had an old timer here, my buddy, and he's like 67. And I'm like, damn, he just didn't understand the internet and all that stuff. He was like, you should just advertise on MTV, you know? And I was
Use the yellow pages.
Yes. And with the internet, man, with YouTube, we've got thousands and hundreds of thousands of TV stations. And they can be as targeted. We go right to growers, you know, and it can be as targeted, some like your personality, some like mine. But man, it is amazing how targeted you can get, and how like the audience. I found out that the second biggest audience of ours is in Germany. And we got people in the UK. It's neat, man, all over the world.
Yeah, it's a trip when you see that, man. I've had people, we'll be watching, they'll be in Australia, South Africa. I'm like, that's nuts that people are watching. I'm in a little town in Michigan, in a little town in Canada, in a little town called Las Vegas. And it's just wild that we're connecting. I mean, even just all of us on this call, it's crazy that we've got so many different around the world, essentially, when you look at it, and we're able to just vibe out, have so many similarities and overlapping common things, and then still be able to have audiences that are separate in a totally different group of people that then also would overlap if we were all at an event like DGC, the Gauntlet, which is invite only, unfortunately. But DGC.
I got
DGC.
mine lucky.
DGC Cup. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a date for the DGC 2025?
Sure. It's the future.
It's the future.
You think we're that?
You don't book
think
that
we're
far in
that
advance? I'm trying to book my flight already.
It's either the first or second Saturday in June 2025.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Tight work, Rambo. I think like maybe 7 to 10 days ahead, you know?
Yeah.
By the way,
That's the way to do
I
it.
apologize. I just want to thank these guys for being very cool. Man, the stoner stereotype is alive and well over here, man.
Perfect.
Because you're on the East Coast, I'm in the Central Time, and I couldn't figure it out, man. Couldn't figure it out. So
I'm
thank y'all
East.
for being cool.
We're in Central now. My watch still says East. So then I'm like looking at this like the time, like, wait.
Hey, man, can I ask you guys something? Because you're all in 3 different areas. I'm a little bit familiar with Michigan, but how hard is it to get in trouble for where y'all are at? Like, can you get busted for smoking in Las Vegas? Will they take you to jail? Do they give you a ticket? Do they just laugh?
They can fine you. So a lot of people smoke on the Las Vegas Strip. You just every time you go down there now, you smell it, and they'll fine you. I think it's $500, but I don't know how much they actually give out of that. How many fines they actually give out, and instead of just like telling people put it out, you know what I mean, and get rid of it. So I don't think they're actually actively going busting people and fining people on it, but that's what it is. You're not supposed to smoke in public. You can only smoke private areas. You can't smoke in hotels, for example, because that's private. You know, can't smoke in casinos. So you got to find like a private residence.
You smoke cigarettes in
and
casinos.
that's one of the big barriers now. They're just starting to open up consumption lounges. So that'll be good. You know, people have an area to actually smoke, but we legalized in 2016 and we had, you know, there's no public consumption or places to consume all the way up until now, 2024. So they dragged their feet for sure when it came to that.
Well, the one we went to
Grambo,
is,
you play poker, right?
Yes, sir.
You better or worse when you're high?
Much better.
Really?
Much better. Yes. Yes.
most
I'm
things
wondering
are.
if gambling, if you're gaming, okay, do they want you to be high? Are you going to make dumb decisions?
They want you to
at the poker
drink.
table then?
They load
want
you up with
to
oxygen.
drink.
But yeah,
Yeah.
let you drink.
Just wonder
And who knows? You would think they would want you to smoke.
Yeah, you would think so.
Well, and it's crazy. Like,
I
I didn't think about it. We went to a lounge, and my dumb ass was like, oh, BYOB, I'm gonna bring my butter. It's better than anything dry at this dispensary. I'm not kidding. And they were like not happy about it. And I'm like, oh, that's right. You wouldn't go to a bar bringing a fifth from home or something. Or like your own 6-pack at the bar. Just like, no, I'm good, guys. You got both. Sit down at the table.
That's Florida. Right there is Florida. There,
Yeah.
man. To the bar will lose its liquor license from shenanigans, and then you're just like, it's cool. Just now, you just bring your own beer, man. Still partying.
Yeah.
Still shenanigans in the back.
Oh, yeah. I wish they would have been cool like that. Everybody was eyeballing me, and I didn't realize till after I'm rolling a blunt on the counter that they're using for their own stuff that it was frowned upon. But everything was so expensive and not very good. So
Well, you had an interesting experience with the bud tender there. You walked up, and what'd she say to you?
Oh my gosh!
Do you have
Your
any weed?
pigeons.
Do you want some weed?
Yeah,
Do you want to buy some? Yeah. Do you want to buy some? She was trying to hustle me on the side. Isn't that like I'm pretty sure she was trying to. She's like,
I got way better.
do you want to buy some? And I was like, well, I'm at a dispensary.
Sure.
She's like, I got what you
What
need.
you got?
And I'm pretty sure she was trying to hustle me on the side.
Yeah, oddly enough, we brought our own. I don't even really know what the hell the logic was there that we were like, let's go and all just not buy anything from this place and bring our own bud.
One
We
person
bought some. Yeah. Some was bought, but it was all dry and disgusting.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It was nasty. I'm pretty
Disappointment.
sure we ended up smoking a J at the Top Golf with my friend Troy down in the parking lot. We smoked halfway through it. We didn't like it, and we left it on the sill, and we walked away. And the security guard, as we were walking in, walked by us, picked it up, and then put it in his pocket.
I thought he was gonna
That's
puff
an
it,
afterwork
man. I was
special.
like, tell me he puffed on it.
He was gonna, yeah, and we ran into him after. We were like, "Did you take that?" He's like, "Yeah." Oh, did you guys want that back? We were like, "Nope, it's yours."
It's all you, brother.
Yeah,
The dryness of the flower is insane. How is bud in Colorado when you look in the commercial side of things? I know home grows, we all know how to do it right, but the dispensaries in Michigan is not too dry. Vegas was ridiculous.
The guys don't ever
Very
shop
dry.
dispensaries up here, but it's one of those things. I always tell people it's like the way you got good weed back in the day was to know someone who knew someone with good weed. That's how you get good weed dispensaries now. It's like, hey, man, there's 1,000 dispensaries in Denver proper. Well, about a dozen have good weed, so what's the odds on that? 1.01%. So you got to know someone to know someone.
Do we have to Google how many dispensaries there are in Denver? If there's 1,000, I am going to not invest in a dispensary.
I would wager that it's probably pretty close to that. I know up here in our city with barely 1 million people in it. Oh,
I believe it has double the Starbucks.
Hundreds.
There's double
I'd say
dispensaries
there's hundreds,
as Starbucks.
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
See, and that's how it is too in Michigan. There was a lot. They're slowly closing. There's only a handful that have good quality, and it's only because not just the place. You got to know the farm or the cultivation facility that grows this stuff,
Sure.
and then know the genetics that they get from the breeder they get it from. So you really got to know your stuff. Otherwise, you're going to get mitts. That's why I don't think I'll ever not home grow until we have a situation where you can mail order some fire from another bulk grow gray area, we'll say. Then I don't ever see how anybody consider not growing their own. Like, it blows my mind, dude.
It used to be hard, man.
Yeah.
It used to be hard.
Now it's so
It's
easy.
easy now.
So easy. It's the guys we ordered some herb here before they got here, and they were astonished that we got 4 ounces for barely $200, and
Of pretty good stuff.
like
too.
good stuff. And
It's
so
like 7 out of 8 were good, right?
yes,
One was total dog.
that was the one
I
we
wouldn't
were
give it to my
discussing
enemy.
earlier. But
How
it's
cheap is too cheap, though? I want my growers making money too.
I
Come
know,
on,
dude,
we know
I-
it takes a lot
that's
of work
the
to do
thing
enough
is-
to make an ounce of weed.
that's how I really believe they're gonna weed out the growing market, is because there's just such an abundance of good product out there, and it's too easy to spend a couple dollars. A good 10 setup's going to cost you about $1,000 plus today, and $1,000 worth of herb or $1,000 to get you a bunch of herb is probably going to last you damn near 6-7 months.
If you're not a heavy smoker, yeah. If you're
Yeah, well,
like, we blew through all of this. We
I
smoked
feel like you're
every
gonna grow
drop
your
of
own.
this.
Sorry.
Well, I'm just saying we smoked every drop of this, so we're not the people to put as the example.
We're
in this
home
thing.
growers.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, when it is cheap, they say supply doesn't affect demand, but it affects quantity demanded. I think that's the only thing I learned in business school. Meaning at $400 an ounce, I might smoke 2 joints a day. At
Yeah.
$50 an ounce, I might smoke 8 or 9, 10.
That
I
is
just had my buddy show up,
100% true.
and my buddy chain smokes joints. He's 60
So does mine.
something years old, man. Really? Dude, I can't do it, man. I'll smoke a joint or two. I got the volcano.
Yeah.
dude, but I cannot just chain smoke joints, man. It messes up. Like I said, I'm older than all you guys, man. But yeah, it starts messing. Hey, you got to think about it, man. Great medicine. Everything in moderation, though, or in the proper proportions, right?
Yeah, and smoking stuff, no matter how you look at it, is never good for you. Combustibility isn't the way to go.
Yeah.
My biggest vice still is blunts, and I truly do feel after not having them for so long, it sucks that as soon as me and Wayne get back, I have two waiting in the Jeep, but but it's definitely going to be better because now I've relearned how to roll doobies. I was piss poor. It's been like 10 years since I've done it, and they've been pretty good. Right?
Yeah, great rolling job.
So I'll be getting back to more. All right, Wing's giving me this. His joint sucked when we got lost in the water. I'm just putting that out there.
Well, they had a competition. You got a roll off. It was Wink versus Rob.
I tore him up.
Rob won that one for sure. He did. He did. It was pretty clear.
I'm just saying, it's all about the smokability. It's got to burn good. Ain't good, man. And
I use the training wheels.
Oh
yeah, I smoke a couple of joints a day, but I'll just roll them in a little bit of paper, and sometimes I get made fun of. But you know what? I don't really care.
It works.
Don't care. I typically use.
I've never smoked.
Yeah, I'm learning
to be cool. Man. I've never I started smoking a little bit later in life, about 17, 18 years old.
Me too.
I was never the guy when I was young. Oh, this is cool. I stole this from my brothers. Whatever, and. Cool, let's be bad. It wasn't that. It was I smoked weed and I was like, this is what it is. Oh my God, this is such great. I mean, I might have even called it, I would have called it medicine, but it was just so different than what they told you it was,
Yeah, I have a combo of both. I was confused between cigarettes and weed as a kid, and I just army crawled into my mom's room and took a handful. At the time, thinking I took an entire handful and she didn't notice. So clearly my mom was doing more than consuming at the time.
Yeah.
And we and my buddies would hand roll cigarettes at the time because we get like Gambler tobacco or Tops. So I didn't think anything of it. So maybe it was green. And she always told me it was Jarms or cloves. So I didn't know. And smoking it, dude, like it was.
I love cloves.
Yeah, I was like, this is great. It tasted good. I feel good. Like this is the best thing I've ever done. And is
there anything worse than a clove cigarette?
Oh, dude, I know. Now I know. Now I know. After I've grown up, and I'm like, what? How could she lie to me and tell me that's a clove? I almost went and got one of those. Yeah.
Are y'all much into extracts? I do them a little bit. Yeah. What about y'all?
Yep.
A little bit. This guy for sure more.
Yeah, I spent.
Do y'all make them yourselves?
Yeah, I did all my own. I've kind of. I smoked a lot of butane, but I pretty much figured out how to do BHO very well.
Really?
It's from the BHO days. Rosin, I don't think any of us are making it. We got a buddy out in Vegas who makes some of the best flavored and affecting live hash rosin I've ever had. Russian.
I had a press, so I was making rosin, but I mostly just stick with the flour. And yeah, I was kind of get disappointed in how much is actually put out at some of these, you know what I mean? It's got to be the perfect temperature, perfect moisture content in there in order to really get a yield out of it. And it's just like,
Yeah, at least when I throw this stuff out, it's all spent, stuff from the volcano.
Yeah.
It looks like I got my money out of it. It looks like I got my value out of it when I throw it out.
Oh, you got the hybrid one too, where you can do the concentrates?
I do.
I got the same one.
The hybrid one?
Yeah, it does concentrates and flour.
Yeah. Really? Oh, mine's plugged in, and now it's turned on. You'll have to show me how to do that later, man. I just been using it for flour.
Yeah. Oh, is it the black? Like it's the hybrid? You have the hybrid?
Yes.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
It is.
It does both.
Is it a different
Excellent.
piece? It goes in there? Never used
That's
it.
cool.
I don't know.
Dude, I got the Stores and Bickle gave me this, and because I just sent him a letter, it's a love letter. I said, man, I just replaced my what was called a Plenty. It lasted me, I think, 15 or 16 years and just died on me. And I was like, respect for having, actual durable daily driver that can last you decades, man. And they're really nice.
They are
something new.
100%. They actually sent this as a care package for me as well. And I got the Mighty as well. I'm not sure if you're familiar with this one.
We haven't even.
I haven't.
The-
What it, man?
I actually swear by this. This is, in my opinion, the best. And they never asked me to advertise or nothing. It was literally just a, here, try this. It's the best flower vaporizer I've tried.
I mean, for a portable flower.
For a portable.
Volcano's
Yes,
the best.
the Volcano's the best.
Volcano's the best.
But the portable. Yeah, portable.
Dude, have you tried those
Agreed.
ball vapes? We got this vape Vana thing. It's like you just add a little metal attachment to your bong, and then you can essentially take a dab of flower. It tastes so good, and it's for me probably it's called Vape Vana.
Screwball. is the name
Screwball
of it.
vape.
And yeah, you get, if you feel like a dab, really.
Dude, but it's flower.
Man, I think dabs get me way different high than smoking a joint, man.
100%.
Smoking a
Oh,
joint
yeah. You gotta be in the
I can smoke
mood.
5 dabs.
You definitely got to
I
be
don't
like
know.
aiming to get couch lock.
Do the dabs get you higher? I get such a better buzz when I actually smoke flower.
So do I. I get lethargic when anytime it's extracts, unless it's bubble hash or some sort of keef. If it's rosin, resin, BHO, any sort of dab, I get very lethargic. Not necessarily super
What is
baked,
it,
just like
This is what they're talking. This is the vape. I'm showing him the vape Vana, and I'm realizing at the DGC Cup after party, Rasufa brought one of these.
He did have
So
this thing. I remember.
we did experience this.
dude,
Yeah,
they
very
look
That's awesome.
crazy, but they hit great.
Yeah, I was impressed.
I find with dabs, you really, if you want to get really blasted and really taste the product, but want it to only last like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, then dab up. Like, it's the best way to enjoy the flavor. Gets you really, really smashed, but I find it's short lasted. 20 minutes, 25 minutes.
Different
Flower?
endocannabinoid system.
Flour, I hit a good bong rip, and I'm good for an hour, 45 minutes, an hour, hour and a half. 3 hours will go by, and I haven't realized, right? So quick and easy with the dabs, but long and consistent with the flour.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Traditionally for
Definitely
me,
something
too.
different.
We're older smokers, though. We may be a little younger, but like I'm from the brickweed era, and the newer age kids started with carts a lot of times. That was their first introduction, is sneaking a cart somewhere, because that smell it stinks, but you can hide a vape a lot more than you can lighten up a bowl or a blunter. That stinky smell stays around.
Yeah.
Yeah, using those cartridges, a lot of people use them out on the Las Vegas Strip because it's, discreet.
But damn, I can smoke a 0.5 gram cartridge in a night and never be very high.
Those are literally only for indoor concerts for me. Places that are weird about smoke, like lighting up at. It's the only time I ever get a cart, or when we can get some when we're traveling.
What's your
For like family reunions. and
Yeah.
stuff.
But you
I'm
gotta
gonna go
sneak
stay
in.
with my mom.
What's your on the go method? If you were gonna go to a wedding or kids baseball game, what's your?
You know what? The Luca is probably my favorite because this thing will get you high. This thing, you
I've never seen that.
bring yourself. If this is all I got, these are cheap. They're maybe $50-$60, and it's just a little portable nectar collector.
Oh,
They're
dope.
durable. Yeah, you can clean them. This comes off so you can clean it. Mine's dirty. Just because you can clean it doesn't mean I'm going to, okay? Now, it's super convenient. You bring a couple grams with you, and it'll get you through.
And what was the name?
Everywhere but Dubai, okay? I'm not bringing it.
Don't take it to Russia.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Russia, Dubai, and Korea will avoid those
All right.
trips for the weed.
This is called a Luca, but I do have a conundrum, right? I was thinking like the Olympics and stuff, or just international travel. If I had an international travel to someplace that totally was anti-cannabis, what am I going to do, man? I'm just going to just show up and not smoke cannabis after smoking it for the last 20 years every day?
Yeah, you don't go.
You don't go, right?
Go. Nick Diaz canceled his flight over travel issues in Abu Dhabi. He's like, nah, you can't smoke?
Abu Dhabi.
Yeah. He's like, no thanks.
Who did, you said?
Nick Diaz. He's supposed to fight last week.
That's probably where I heard it. I think that's where I'm
Yeah, he was
from.
like, actually, I can't fight there. I know it's only a week out.
Think about it. That guy smokes every day. He's going to show up for a fight not smoking for a week. He's going to be off his game,
mentally
man.
not there.
Sleep.
Don't
Yeah.
go.
Yep, pulling
Yeah.
Nick Diaz. Just stay home.
I just thought it was funny, with the Olympics and stuff like that. I was kind of thinking about it. I'm like,
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
Quite frank-
probably just stay home.
I think it's crazy that athletes and whoever are going to try to smuggle things into countries that are explicitly prohibited, or at least taking an anti-capitalist stance, such as Russia, such as United Arab Emirates, Korea.
But we did this our whole life when it was fully illegal in America. You can go to prison.
Yeah.
His buddy went.
They were sending me to work camp, man.
Work camps
Under
are a little
99
different.
Plants, man. Under 99 plants, you get maybe just probation.
Yeah.
Over 99 plants, minimum mandatory federal, just so you know, kids.
Yep.
Keep your plant count right enough. Just enough.
We used to do these 8 light flips, where it's 8 lights on one side, 8 lights on the other, and 4 light veg. And you get 99 plants in there, man. You harvest like once a month. That was all right, man.
That's
Oh,
sweet.
yeah.
Once a month harvest of 90 plants?
No, you just have maybe 25 plants, 30 plants, whatever would fit under an 8 lighter, and you grow big beast plants. But yeah, it's kind of a neat setup that we had going.
That's sweet.
Allegedly.
What are you growing right now?
As far as plant count, you're saying, or
No,
just
just
I
what do
got
you
the
got
real-
in the garden?
Yeah, I got 180. No, I'm just kidding. I
47.
got whatever my legal limit is of real buckets in there. And I am doing the stages again, where theoretically, I guess you could have, anybody know the legal limit plant count?
It's exactly what
6
your
per
number is.
person, 12 per household.
There we go.
In Colorado.
There we go.
Yes.
That's
So
exactly
I have
what
4 rows of 3 under 6. Actually, I've got 5 lights. 3, 6, 9, 12. I did it, right? Yeah. 4 rows of 3 plants, and each one of them should harvest every 2.5 weeks or so. And then I've got this little veg just with a HLG 650 over it, but it's like one of them long, it's got to be a 4 or 5 foot light. And so I'm using that, and I've got a 3 plant veg under there. So I veg them for a few, I grow them big in the solo cup, veg them for maybe 3 weeks, replace it. Every 9 weeks, we'll say I'm pulling, or every 3 weeks rather, I'm pulling something out because it's a 9-week flower cycle. So I can replace plants, be harvesting every 3 weeks, have freshies every 3 weeks, and
Oh, yeah.
squeeze some and not feel bad about getting a 5% return,
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. When you're trying to consume healthier, you're burning off plant material, getting rid of plant material at that point. Now you're going to focus on just the extract. I can't argue it. When you look at maybe like poppy plants, I have no idea what the conversion is from a poppy plant down to a Norco, So let's see what you know what I'm saying? So let's see where our plant goes.
Talking like somebody from Detroit, man.
Yeah. I think
You can't help it.
that's the difference we'll see in the plant as the future goes. Let's see maybe next year as this Schedule 3, to kind of circle back to the question you asked earlier. Maybe Schedule 3, we're going to start to see these other cannabinoids that we're going to, now terpene science is going to get developed more because they can have medical studies. There's going to be some good that comes out of it that those of us who don't give a shit and will continue to do what we always do can benefit from, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. I am shaded out about medical studies.
Oh, yeah. And where they come from and who they benefit.
And then what about synthetic terpenes, man? If you can add synthetic cannabinoids, synthetic terpenes, they don't make, I don't know, do they make Norco from poppy seeds anymore?
I know, at this point, probably not.
Precursors,
There's just poppy seeds go in your bagels nowadays.
Poppy seed bagel.
But you know what? My point is they can make these chemically derived cannabinoids. You start with some kind of chemical precursors, and all of a sudden you got THC, A, or whatever. I'm pretty sure they can make whatever they want. They can make all the terpenes too. So,
nowadays,
just like they got Miracle Grow, they're gonna have some blend. I don't know. It's kind of shady. I have mixed feelings about it because, man, I love the bro culture we got. I love the fact that I get to know you guys because we're kindred spirits. We both love to grow cannabis. We both love to grow it enough to, it's more important than maybe following the law to the letter. And maybe we're what do they call it? Passive resistance. Is that what they call it? I mean, you just freaking do it because it's right, man. Let the law catch up to you, man.
Yeah. I mean, if you're smart, the law don't have to be too much of a thing. But sometimes things happen. Luckily,
Well, you
in our
got to be
case,
smart too,
we
right?
Like
follow
asking
the
about
laws.
plant
though.
count on YouTube. Like,
Yeah.
kind of smart.
Yeah, you got to know those. You got to know those. Scotty, you got any projects that you've been working on lately? That you got something coming up? Online, offline, content, family vacation.
Graham. Oh, yeah, we are working. We got 2 different communities out, and the Real DGC community is our Dude Grows community. Yeah, that sure is a project, isn't it? We came out with 2 websites and then 2 apps, and oh my God, man. But Real DGC is where we all hang out on Dude Grows, and it's just all the growers, man. It's a pretty experienced set of growers, and you can get some good advice. Maestro hangs out there, JR Token. There's a bunch of really good information there. So, yeah, realdgc.com. We have a Real DGC app that you have to test because it seems to break once a week, man.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. You have a DGC app from like the App Store?
Real DGC app, yes.
Good for you
Yes,
guys.
we
What
do.
does that entail?
Being really nice to Banner.
Having Banner
Yes.
for us.
Yeah, shout out to Banner. He's a great friend, lives just a couple miles away. He's just part of our crew, a big hunk of our crew. And man, when he showed up, we were able to get our tech, really on point, man, where the website became much better and we got crazy enough to build an app. But man, it's just cool, man. It's very similar to a website, man.
Your entire setup over the course of the last 12,
Decade, dude.
18
Yeah.
months in particular has been absolutely incredible. Your layout for your personal channel, the information that you're given on the DGC, the things that you guys are doing as a group has been incredible. Your shorts on Instagram are so much fun to listen to. You guys are killing it. It's been so much fun to
this
watch.
guy walks
Keep it
in.
up. Keep that up.
High C walked in right when I was about to kiss his man. All right, dude, you're so right, and it took a huge direction when I found High C. I don't know if you want to stick your head in here.
Get in there, boy.
He showed up and just he said, "Man, I know what you guys are trying to do. Let me help you." And he just helped us put all our together. And I would be, is it remiss? Dude, when Grambo showed up, it was what's been about 2 years ago.
2 years almost. I think this is our anniversary when we're in LA together. We're all coming up.
Let's
there.
go.
That's my 2 year. That's the week I started with.
Oh,
you.
dude, we're going hard.
We
then.
party in.
Yeah, I broke Guru, and then Grambo came Grambo came back and he said, "I can help you guys. We can keep this show going, without a hitch." And the huge thing is that Grambo, just like I love what I do, I can be, it's 2:30 in the morning, I'm still writing the show. Dude, Grambo can be up editing till 3:30 in the morning because he'll text me sometimes.
Well, and I'd be remiss not to say that my first month in, you guys remember, these guys have been doing it 10, 12 years.
Yeah.
Channel got deleted at 90,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
We started back at 0 1.5 years ago.
And then
It's been
crushing it.
great.
Yes.
Better than ever,
It's
dude.
been long enough where I can legitimately laugh without any kind of stabbing.
Without any
in my
tears.
gut.
Those are those moments, though, where like
That's
I
all
think it's
good.
going to shine better than ever because the channel is probably blacklisted anyways. And so now it's to the point where you can restart with all that experience, all the audience who's searching for you, who's waiting for that information. And the numbers don't lie. The content quality doesn't lie. The passion, you could see it between everybody. Like, dude, crushing it, man. I love to
Killing
see a
it.
fellow colleague, a friend, being able to continue to do this with the passion and the fire still there and to reap the benefits. It's awesome, dude.
I love it. And by the way, man, High C is never on camera. So I would shout out Scotty Real 420 is my channel that I just talk grow on. And High C is the man behind the camera. Nobody ever gets to see him. So
Oh, really?
Face reveal.
yeah,
There we go.
man.
FTS
Yeah,
face
reveal here.
And if you guys like that Scotty Real 420 stuff, you can check out realgrowlab.com as well.
Yeah.
Lab.
Yeah, that is
Real
our
Grow Lab.
that's where I hang out, and just it's a lot of newer growers. It's a lot of folks that are just having their first successes with it. So it's great, man. Talking about strains, I think we're talking about Femin this morning, and topping plants and shaping them and getting big yields, man.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Scotty, man, Grambo, boys, thank you so much for a wicked
The whole crew,
conversation. Stick around after. We want to chat. But Boys, unless you missed something, Scotty, did you want to give a shout out?
Give a shout out to the Dude Grow Show. Have I missed anybody? Is anybody going to call me after this airs and be like, F you?
And while we do it, let's shout out to Mini Dude, Aiden. The dude's son just competed nationally across Canada in mountain biking.
Let's go.
Almost finished top 10 after having a bad first run. The kids, shout out to Aiden, Mini Dude.
Congrats,
shout out
little
to
dude.
Aiden,
Shout out Aiden.
That was awesome, man. Good dad gang.
But it takes good parenting, man. You got to be there to support them. So, Pigeon, shout out to you, brother.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah,
I appreciate it. Family man to family man. Thank you, boys, so much. Wonderful conversation. This was awesome. And I think just one of many more conversations to come.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Chris,
there's no question.
I got to have you on my show. They don't let you talk on this one.
No, he's not allowed. Don't talk to him.
There's a hashtag, let Chris speak. And people put that in the comments pretty often.
We should get Chris and Brett together for a podcast.
What is my hashtag? It's like shut up, Scotty, or something. Remember, I really had a hashtag.
That dude, yeah.
Scottus Interruptus.
Scottus Interruptus. There you go.
At least we can own it. At least we can own it.
Yeah, right.
Thank you, boys. It was absolute pleasure.
Very cool hanging out. Yeah, I
Take
really
care.
enjoyed
We're
it.
from
Next
the
time in
stash.
person.
This is Mr. Grow It, me, Rob CLtv, Pigeon 420, Scotty, Grambo, the boys. We'll see you guys next time.
All right.
Just want to give a big shout out to all the patrons who support this channel. Without you guys, it would be so much harder to produce. You literally help us make this happen. If you want to be able to continue to help From the Stash grow, go to patreon.com/FromTheStash and join.